Welcome, family and friends, and welcome to my home. This is a great day for all of us. So, wherever you are watching, whatever time zone, you are welcome here. Medyo virtual nga lang yung aking home, but you are so welcome. And I would like to greet you all to this webcast. This is the Principles in Life webcast. This is all about encouraging study, boosting productivity, and developing family by sharing principles in life that will influence every one of us to change to be better. Siyempre, better persons. Before anything po, please like and share the Wise Skills School page, pati na rin po yung Faithful Jesus Church page po dyan. And please like, share, and subscribe the Doktoto YouTube channel. Excited ka na ba para sa webcast na to? Magandang topic natin ngayon because this is something that is so close to my heart. And that is all about reading, pagbabasa. So we'd like to welcome you. And for our webcast today, we'll talk about the top 10 benefits of reading books. Bakit mahalaga ang pagbabasa? And I'll be more particular, reading books. Simulan po natin ito sa sinabi ho ni Sir Francis Bacon. Hindi po siya yung pauso ng bacon. Oho, hindi po siya yon. Hindi po siya imbitro ng bacon. Isa po siyang statesman na kung saan marami naman po siya naging achievements. Pero ito po yung sinabi niya. Reading maketh a man full. Conference, pag-uusap, a ready man. And writing, sa mga nagsusulat pa po ngayon, an exact man. Therefore, if a man write little, he had need have a great memory. Ano pa ho? Sabi niya, if he confer a little, o konti lang ng pag-uusap, kasi alam nyo, babalikan natin yung pagsusulat. Yung pagsusulat po, nami-memorize po natin minsan yung mga sinusulat natin. At ito ho, kung nakikipag-usap po tayo, confer little, he had need have a present wit. Ibig sabihin, sayang, marami tayong matututunan sa mga taong kinakausap natin. If he had read little, he had need much cunning to seem to know that he doth he not. So, anong sinasabi niya? The more you read, mas lalo kang dapat gagaling. Pag little, hindi. Pero ito pang maganda. The more you read, the more you know na marami pang kailangan malaman. Because why? Because books open us to another world, another dimension, another situation, another context. Si Marcus Tullius Cicero, a Roman statesman and academic, he said, a room without books is like a body without a soul. So mahalaga po yung sinasabing mga libro. Dahil mga libro na yan, mahalaga na mabasa po natin, mabigyan natin ng panahon, at tayo po ay matututo lalo. At agad sinabi ni Cicero, a room without books is like a body without a soul. So kinakailangan po yung pagbibili, pangukolekta, o iba, may mga nagbibigay ng libro, tanggapin nyo yan, lalo kapag magagandang mga libro at nakakatulong po sa atin. So for our talk for today, this is my claim. Readers are learners who will eventually become skilled workers and wise leaders. Bakit po natin kailangan i-emphasize yung skilled workers? Siyempre, lalo sa panahon natin, mahalaga mga skilled workers. Naalala ko, I was reading this book by Carl Newport. At yung book po niya, mamaya sasabihin ko po yung title na minention niya, tatlo yung mga kinakailangan magagaling na mga tao ngayon. Yung isa po, yung mga skilled workers, yung grabing gagaling ng skill na na-achieve mo, especially for if you are skilled not only in mga hand jobs, kung hindi yung skilled in intelligent machines. Yung isang klase ng mga tao, yung mga ano naman po, masasabi natin yung mga experts po talaga. Yung mga superstars. Ibig sabihin magaling ka. Halimbawa kung basketball, ikaw yung si ganitong player, magaling ka, or sa golf, magaling ka. Another also is those who are masasabi nating yung you have the resources. Yung mga those who will give you the capital to do it. At mahalaga po na makita po natin yung mga nagbabasa po, yan yung mga learners na nagiging skilled workers at nagiging wise na mga leaders. So, if you'll ask me what to read, I will tell immediately, read books in multiple format. Like, sa akin po ay mixed. I mix books na medyo some of them are electronic or I also maintain the paper books. Masarap kasi yung feeling na may hinahawakan ka pa ring papel at minamarkahan mo. Mas natatandaan mo pa nga minsan. Sabi po ni Charles William Eliot, Harvard president. Alala ko yung isang friend ko, sabi niya hindi daw Harvard, kaya na Harvard. Diba? Kaya nga medyo Harvard. Diba? Sabi niya, books are the quietest and most constant of friends. They are most accessible, wisest of counselors, and the most patient teachers. Diba yung masasabi po natin talaga na iba talaga pag marunong kang magbasa ng libro at na-appreciate mo mga books. Sa lahat naman po ng mga book collectors o nakaka-appreciate ng books, I give my hands up to all of you. Patuloy lang ang pangongolekta natin ng pagbabasa, pag-aaral. Pero itong maganda, if you're, let's say, a bookophile, talagang mahilig ka sa mga libro, ano maganda dyan? Feeling ko minsan ganito yan, na meron kang constant trend. 24 hours, 7 days a week, kasama mo yan. Accessible siya anytime. Hindi mo na kailangan tanungin, maabala ba kita? Kasi ang libro pwede mong abalahin. Tapos counselor yan sa mga panahon na ikay malungkot o nangangailangan. At patient siya. Paulit-ulit nating binabasa, paulit-ulit nating inaaral. Sa pag-uusap po natin ngayon, at yan ang title po natin, what are the top 10 benefits of reading books? Sa pag-uusapan po natin ngayon, magiging clear po ako, this is in random order. So, lahat po sila ay top. 10 nga lang po sila. And I lifted this from the work of Catherine Winter. And isa po siyang writer. At nung nakita ko po yung kanyang sinulat, gusto kong ma-share sa inyo. Kasi makakatulong ito na ma-appreciate mo yung pagbabasa at pangungolekta at pamimigay na rin ng libro lalo't kapag nabasa mo na. Let's start with top 1. Mental stimulation. Studies have shown that staying mentally stimulated can slow the progress of or possibly even prevent Alzheimer's and dementia. Lalo kapag yan sa linya ng pamilya mo. Since keeping your brain active and engaged prevents it from losing power. So, pagka hindi active yung brain mo, ang nangyayari po humihina po yan. In fact, kapag nagagamit mo madalas yan, some would even see yung paglago ng utak natin. We don't grow our brain by just saying that we have high IQ or some of us are gifted or born with that. But you can make your brain grow. At siguro one of the webcast I will be discussing on that, na yung utak natin lumalago habang tayo ay natututo. Kaya hindi ko lagi nakakalimutan yung isang quote na nakuha ko sa isang professor. Sabi niya, research broadens your horizons. Reading naman, if I will say it, makes your brain bigger. Sabihin, mas marami ka na i-stack dyan. So yan yung unang top 10 benefit. Top number 1, mental stimulation. Top 2 is, syempre sa mga medyo nai-stress, nare-reduce ng pagbabasa. Stress reduction. Like for example, to those who read novels. A well-written novel can transport you to other realms, while an engaging article will distract you and keep you in the present moment, letting tensions drain away and allowing you to relax. Di ba? Sa mga mahilig po dyan magbasa ng mga novels na minsan ang hahaba, whether it's written in English or Filipino. By the way, when I talk about reading books, this is regardless of the language that you are reading in. Ang mahalaga, you are reading because the main discipline of reading keeps your mind sharp or keeps it sharper. So, eto po, mga kaibigan, mga ka-family, na kapag may mga binabasa tayong novel, parang napupunta tayo sa ibang pati ng mundo. Like kung nabasa mo yung mga libro ni R.K. Rowling, 'di ba? Okay, mga libro ng mga magagaling na mga writers. Although I admit that when it comes to reading novels, I'm very limited to that because I only read history books. Mas nandun ang aking thing. Mas nandun ang aking niche. Mahilig akong magbasa ng mga history. Pero to those who are novel readers, saludo ko sa inyo. And it reduces our stress. Kaya iba, natutuwa ako, tumatambay sa mga reading nooks and then you just read your books there, that's good. If you have a thinking chair in your house or a relaxed place, then read with your heart's content. Top 3 is knowledge. Yan isa sa mga benefits ng pagbabasa. Everything you read fills your head with new bits of information. And you never know when it might come in handy. The more knowledge you have, the better equipped you are to tackle any challenge you'll ever face. So, kapag ganun po tayo, masasabi talaga natin na wow, salamat nabasa ko to kasi dahil meron kang stock knowledge, one day it will translate into wisdom. Because wisdom is all about practical knowledge. That is where you practice your knowledge. Hindi agad lalabas yung wisdom na yan kung walang laman ng utak mo. Tandaan nyo, GIGO. Garbage in, garbage out. Ngayon, gawin nating positive in. Positive, yan. Positive things in, positive things out. So, ganun po yon. Parang ganun po ang utak natin. Parang supercomputer po yan. Isa naman po sa mga masasabi nating na tutulong ng pagbabasa regardless of any format as long as that you're reading is the vocabulary expansion. Mas dumadami yung words na alam mo and the more words that you have, the more that you can write. Bakit may mga tao ang bilis-bilis magsulat? Kasi ang daming words sa isip niya. Bakit hirap siya magsulat? Kasi walang words sa isip niya. Isa sa mga nahihilig kong basahin ngayon ay yung mga libro ni isa sa mga writer na pangalan niya Joko. Mamaya bibigay ko yung pinaka-title ng mga books niya. Pero isa sa mga title po ni Extreme Ownership. And this person is a former Navy SEALs. Ewan ko ngayon kung trainer siya o ano siya, but he was a former Navy SEALs. And his name is Jocko Willink. Yan, naalala ko na si Jocko Willink. Na kung saan itong taong ito, hindi siya hirap pagsulat. When he was interviewed by another writer, sabi nga niya, hindi ko problema magsulat kasi ang daming nasa isip ko. Knowing him, a man of practice, a man of study, ang daming lumalabas. Ngayon, as you read, your vocabulary will expand. And the more you read, the more words you gain, and the more it's exposed. And they'll inevitably make their way into your everyday vocabulary. Alala ko, yung aking grade school teacher noon, isa sa mga tinuro niya sa amin, sabi niya, if you want to be a good writer, you must have at least 10 new words per week. So, ang ginawang practice niya sa amin noon, yung pinabili niya kami ng mga dictionary, and then every week, meron kaming inaaral na ilang mga salita. And you know, I have benefited from that. Kasi hanggang ngayon, naghahanap pa rin ako ng mga bagong words para magamit. And let me add this, reading books is also vital for learning new languages. As non-native speakers gain exposure to words used in context, which will ameliorate our own speaking and writing fluency. Nadadagdagan yung galing natin. Like, for example, the American language. there's no such thing as a quote-unquote a pure American language or English. Why? Because English, parang ding Pilipino yan. Chapsuy din ho yan. Maraming nagsama-samang salita. In fact, if you would really study the English language, I think around a big percentage of that is German. And then, merong French, may Italian. Then later, because dahil nga ang like American English, napakalawak po din yan, eh talagang masasabi nating ang dami nilang kulturang kinain. Eh isama nyo pa ngayon yung growing population ng mga Hispanics sa kanila. Sa England naman, ganun din. Kaya nga sa mga nag-aaral po dito ng English language, it's either you read the Oxford Dictionary or the Webster's Dictionary. Kasi yan yung dalawang klaseng English. The Queen's English, yan yung medyo London. At meron naman yung American. Di ba? So, mga kaibigan, mahalaga na ma-expand ang vocabulary natin sa pagbabasa. At pag nangyari po yan, wow, ang ganda. Mas lalo tayong tumatalino. Isa pa dyan, yung mga may problema sa memory. Yan, mga memory gap. Kinakailangan po natin ng pagbabasa to improve our memory improvement. So when you read a book, you have to remember an assortment of characters, their backgrounds, ambitions, history, lalo kapag novel reader ka, and nuances as well as yung mga plots, subplots, yung mga twists. So it grabe. It demands memory. Amazing enough, every new memory you create for this new synapses, lalo sa mga nasa medical field. Ano yung mga synapses? Brain pathways and strengthens existing ones, which assist short-term memory recall as well as stabilizing moods. Diba? Ang ganda ng tulong sa atin na gumaganda na yung memory natin, gumaganda pa yung mood natin. Kaya kita nyo, pag marami tayong nakakalimutan, ang init ng ulo natin. Pero kapag marami tayong natatandaan, di ba? Feeling natin, confident tayo. Number 6, stronger analytical thinking skills. I started reading, honestly, not books muna. I started reading comic books. Ayan. May mga tatawa sa akin dito. Kasi sabihin na naman ng mga millennials, what's a comic book? Di ba? Alam mo, panahon namin, hindi naman ho panahon ni Magellan. Hindi ko na naabutan yon. Sa totoo lang po, sa totoo lang. Mga panahon namin, lalo when we were kids, yung mga, pag may TV ka, mayaman ka. Diba? O, palakpak naman sa may mga TV dati noon. Mayaman ka, unlike ngayon. Before, TV was a luxury. Now, TV is already a necessity. In fact, it's a part of life. May mga smart TV na. Ayun. I started reading comic books. And then when I went to high school, to elementary, may mga magagandang mga short novels noon. Kung maalala ninyo, yung mga collection ng mga novels dati. Yung Hardy Boys, 'di ba? Nancy Drew. Yan. Ngayon ko lang kung meron pang mga ganyan ngayon. Pero alam niyo sa honestly, naubos ko yung series ng Hardy Boys noon. And siguro that's the reason why ito hindi ako ma-appreciate ng asawa ko na mahilig ako manood ng mga detective story because of Hardy Boys. Tapos nung naubos ko na yung Hardy Boys, si Nancy Drew naman ang binasa ko. Nakalahati lang ako doon. And then after that, nabago na yung interest ko. Nahilig naman ako sa mga science books. Lalo na maraming picture. Yan. And then when I went to high school, exposed na ako sa philosophy. Nung nag-college ako, sisiw na ang philosophy sa akin. Bakit? High school pa lang ako nagbabasa na ako ng mga philosophical books. So pagdating ko ng college, nung nag-aaral kami ng philosophy, alam ko mga sinasabi ko kasi binabasa ko na siya. It grows. So ngayon, maaaring ang gusto mo muna ay mga, let's say, mga anime na mga comic books, okay lang yan. Then later, you will move on to more interesting books. Top 7. Improve focus and concentration. Mahirap ka magbasa pag hindi ka focused. Yan ang magandang nagagawa ng pagbabasa. Na kinakailangan talaga tignan mo mabuti binabasa mo, kung hindi malulus mo yung attention at malulus mo yung sinasabing context mo. In our internet crazy world, attention is drawn in a million of different directions at once as we multitask through every day. And sa totoo lang, yung salitang multitask, some neurologists have already attacked that eh. Mahirap mo talagang masabi yung idea ng ikaw ay may magaling ka sa multitasking. Ibig sabihin lang din yung kalat talaga ang utak mo. So in a single 5-minute span, the average person will divide their time between working on a task, checking email, chatting with a couple of people, di ba? Kaya meron tayong mga Google Chat, Zoom, Skype, Messenger. And then, ayan na, pupunta na yung mata niya sa Twitter, tapos titingin sa kanyang smartphone, and then makikipag-usap sa mga kasama niya. May pagka, I don't really like to use the term, no? Pero may pagka ADD-like yung behavior, ADD. Parang nagkakaroon ng attention deficit disorder. And because of that, the behavior causes stress levels to rise and lowers productivity. One of these webcasts will be talking about that, yung kahalagaan ng focus. Dahil kapag hindi tayo focus sa ginagawa natin, tumitindi ang stress natin at nababawasan ang ating productivity. Let's go to number 8, better writing skills. Let me talk about this in two ways. One is writing in a sense that you are composing words to letters, letters to words, then words to sentences, sentences to paragraph. So then paragraph to big chunks of works like essays. Okay, di ba? Yan. But there's also the other side, which is the more artistic side, that is good handwriting. I still vouch for good handwriting. I admit that I have a good handwriting because why? I grew up in a generation where calligraphy was existing. Ang tawag pa namin dati niyan speedball. Diba? Na may librong speedball. Hanggang ngayon, honestly, bumibili pa rin ako ng libro na yon at na-inspire pa rin ako. That's where I got my love for font faces. Diba? And you know, si Steve Jobs, napag-alam ko na when he was starting Apple, inaral niya ang typography. Kaya, yung better writing skill kasama yung beauty of writing it. Now, nandyan na yung written work, nandyan yung how it affects your mood, and then the cadence, the fluidity, writing styles, malalaman nyo yan. And in fact, the thing is, sometimes yung paborito mong writer, you become like him when you write. Kaya galingan mo lalo. Pagbabasa, mahalaga yan. Next na mahalaga is tranquility. Especially if you read spiritual text like the Bible. Bakit ho? Reading spiritual text can lower blood pressure and bring an immense sense of calm when reading self-help books. Sabi nga ng isang study na nakakatulong po ito sa mga taong nagsasuffer ng mood disorders at saka mild mental illness. Kaya mahalaga yung pagbabasa. Nakakakalma po ito. At again, huwag kang babasa ng mga libro na makakasira ng mood mo. Ganun din yan. Parang pagbabasa rin po yan ng mga tweets o mga posts. And ito na ho. Top 10 na po natin. Number 10 is, syempre, free yung entertainment. Bakit? Kasi low budget po yan. Kailangan lang. Lalo kapag may mga library po tayo na mga napupuntahan. Lalo ngayon, marami na po. May mga online library na rin ho na pwede. Some of them are free. There are so many PDF copies now. And ako, admittedly, I read both formats, electronic and non-electronic. And I love Kindle. Those who are using Kindle, wow, pakagandang tool to buy. Because nandun na yung libro mo, tapos nandun na yung markers mo. When I read, I use markers. Why? Because I want to pen in my thoughts. And sometimes I have my pen with me para maisulat ko yung mga ideas ko pa. So, low budget po siya. If you don't have the budget, go to the library, rent books. I think mga libraries, especially yung mga open libraries can rent you, and there are also online libraries. In fact, if you have Kindle, mag-ipon ka ng libro, some are free, some you buy it, you also have your own library. At marami na pong mga resources tayo. So, again, maraming salamat po, lalong-lalo sa mga mahilig po magbasa. Magtuloy lang po tayo. Ngayon po, sabi ni Anna Quindlen, isa pong author journalist, books are the plane and train and the road. They are the destination and the journey. They are home. Kaya sa mga mahilig magbasa, you feel at home, good for you. So yun, tatanong niyo po sa akin, ano yung method ko sa pagbabasa ng libro? Share ko po sa inyo ha. Very simple lang po. In a week, I read 7 books. Tanong, natatapos ko ba sila? Minsan oo, minsan hindi. Pero every day, I read 1 chapter a day. Whether I read it on my phone or I read it on a paper book. And in a week, yung 7 chapters na nababasa ko gives me wisdom and knowledge for some things I need to do for the whole week also. Some of them I can just bank on and work on the other days, which is happy for me. Ngayon po, before I end, mga book suggestions po for this year, this new year. Ano po yung mga sinasuggest po? Siyempre, gusto ko pong isuggest, una-una po, yung libro ni Rick Warren. Maganda pong libro ito. Yung sinasabi pong purpose-driven life. Kasi po, kahit sabihin na po nating every year, honestly, binabasa ko po ito. And malaking tulong po para sa akin ang librong ito. Marami pong naitutulong. Another book na gusto ko pong i-promote is yung Bullet Journal Method. Ito pong librong ito ay maganda po. Bakit? It will teach you another system on how to organize your life. It was done by Carol Ryder. Yan po, yan yung author po. Yan, medyo natatakpan lang po. And this author had a learning disability. And as you read this book, ma-inspire po kayo na, kahit pala may disability ka, na-organize mo ang buhay mo. I'm not sure if he is ADD, attention deficit disorder, kung ano man, but I forgot. So, if you read this book, you will know it's both his journey and his system. Walang sayang dito. And meron na rin po mga PDF copies po nito. Available na rin po ito sa mga Kindle format. Another book for this year that maganda mabasa ay kay Angela Duckworth, Grit. This is a good book, especially kung ikaw yung gusto mo ma-develop yung tatag mo. Angela Duckworth has done a series of research on this and it is very helpful, especially to those who want to develop their gift. Another book na gusto kong i-promote for this year ay ito po kay Brian Tracy, Goals, especially those who are into goal setting. Medyo of older version na po ito pero this is something that you should read for this year. Napakaganda, may tutulong sa atin. And last book, nabanggit ko kanina, si Cal Newport. Medyo mahirap nga lang basahin ito na onte, but this is a good book on focus and establishing your work. Deep work. Maganda po siya. So, yan na. Sana po makasama ko yung patuloy sa mga webcast po natin. And let me leave you with this quote from William Styron. A great book should leave you with many experiences. And slightly exhausted at the end. You live several lives while reading. Sana po, in your reading journey, ay lalong mapaganda ang takbo ng buhay mo. Lalong maging maayos, lalong kang maging matatag, at sana po, family and friend, tayo'y magkasama, particularly as we journey on this life, learning more principles in life. See you next week.